Turn it up, let it start. From block to block, we snatching hearts and jacking marks.
I'm having trouble trying to sleep. I'm counting sheep, not running out. As time ticks by, still I try. No rest for cross-tops in my mind. On my own, here we go.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glory. My name is Eddie Law. Actually, not The Morning Glory. Jesus, my mind's like, I get so little sleep. I've gotten so little sleep the last couple, like 2 or 3 months actually, maybe 4 months. That my memory's shot. This is actually The Morning Toke. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. When I used to call the show The Morning Glory, people would actually, I get more views because people would get legit confused thinking it was a religious show, which is hilarious. But nevertheless, it was hilarious to me. Anyway, this is The Morning Toke. My name is Eddie Law. Today is January 22nd. Lot of stuff to unpack, I guess. UFC 220 went on this last weekend, but let's talk about Bellator 182 first. Also, shout out to everyone that competed at Fight to Win. My team did an amazing job out there representing, doing their thing. Shout out to everyone at LFA doing their thing down there in Comerica and Phoenix. And Bellator 182 was legit. As far as Aaron Pico with the body shot, dude. Has anyone improved more than that kid? That's what you like, kids like that, right? High level athletes, high level wrestlers, because those guys have, they're smart. He's a smart dude, smart kid, and his striking has come a long way to drop somebody like that with the liver shot. It was beautiful, and the setup was good work. So then after that, of course, Rory McDonald going to war with Douglas Lima. A lot of people thought that Rory lost. I didn't think so. I didn't watch the fight till yesterday because my Bellator and Paramount Network. Now, by the way, you could have come up with a better name. You should have just kept Spike. Spike was good, but whatever. Unfortunately, Bellator doesn't go live here in the West. Even this event was in California. All right, that's West Coast. It goes live for the East Coast only. This archaic, I'll call it archaic, this old mindset of it only matters if the East Coast gets it live is bullcrap. What the hell? Some dude on the freeway just his one of those lifted trucks just totally avoided nothing. It's almost like he tried to avoid a car, and that was weird. And you know what? That's one of those motherfuckers that was looking at his phone and he thought he saw some shit at his peripheral and freaked out. Now he looks all stupid. Dude, nice job, dipshit. Anyway, another traffic jam morning in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. 39 degrees outside right now, which is awesome for us. Anyway, a lot of people thought Rory McDonald lost that fight. I didn't watch it till yesterday because Bellator doesn't air live here. You have to wait 4 hours, and I already know who wins. So once I find out who wins, I really don't care to watch the fight. But for this one, I watched this one, and I watched the Chael Sonnen Rampage fight. And for this one, I thought Rory won. Rory jacked his leg up though. You gotta see that big old hematoma. Couldn't walk after the fight. Had to be carried out. Those dudes went to war. But Lima did a really good job of kicking the shit out of Rory, jacking his leg up and forcing Rory to just gut check it in the last round. So just to win the fight, win the title. It was great display of mixed martial arts. But anyone that thought Douglas or that thought Lima was weak as shit is out of their minds. That dude is legit one of the best welterweights on the planet. And for Rory to be able to go to war with that dude and win is impressive. So Rory McDonald, anyone thought he was lost a step because he went to Bellator instead of staying at the UFC is out of their minds too. So he's a new champion over at Bellator. And then of course Chael Sonnen against Rampage. I don't understand. I don't really care to see it. I did watch it, but I thought after Rampage dropped Sonnen on his head, I thought he'd be able to do that a few more times, and it didn't go well. So obviously Sonnen took him down at will after that. The same trip takedown, by the way. The same trip takedown, and it was beautifully done. Good work by Sonnen. Rampage had nothing. That being said, it's not like Rampage came in like a fat ass. Rampage came in with some strength and muscle on him. So I'm not surprised that that it went the way it did. But Sonnen went. Here's the thing. Here's the weird part. This isn't great for Bellator. The Sonnen won, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's awesome for Bellator. Sonnen stays in it. He's a talker and all this stuff." No, yeah, cool, fair enough. That being said, they literally just said a blown up middleweight can beat our heavyweights. So even though Rampage, pretty much should only be fighting at light heavy, but he hates cutting weights. What are you gonna do? But and yeah, still a blown up middleweight can beat our heavyweights. That's not a good look. Not many people are thinking like that. By the way, I don't think very many people outside of like MMA media and hardcores and stuff like that think about that. But I thought it right away. I was like, that's cool. A middleweight just beat a heavyweight. It's cool. All right. Anyway, so that was that. UFC 220. Overall, it was alright, and it was an okay event. It wasn't great. Not a ton of finishes in the card. A lot of fights with the decision. That Jan Villante, Bahos fight, Preston Bahos fight. A lot of people were like, "Oh, it's gonna be a barn burner. Both these guys will walk forward." No, Bahos ran the whole time. He was on his bike. And Villante came in to fight like he normally does, meathead style, just blocking punches with his face, and he didn't really have to. But Host didn't really get much of a fight. I didn't agree that it was a split. I thought at best it should have been Villante by majority, but that's kind of how those things go. Powerful lady with a no fucks given going right down the. So this is the funny thing about people being late to work. Okay. You can tell who's late to work because those are the people that are like losing their minds, flipping out, causing road rage and shit. It's not my fault you're fucking late. Get out of your face, man. Shit. Anyway. So, not a lot of finishes on that card. The Villante card, the Villante fight, like I said, was alright. Thomas Almeida getting finished was a bad look. That kid, not saying he's done, but for sure, fighting Cody Garbrandt was a bad idea. So. Anyway, to begin with, and then this dude, Rob Font, heavy hitter. You got to come up with a better game plan. I think at this point you can't repair a chin, right? Once your chin's been tested and busted, you can't really repair it, like get a chin back in that sort of a sense, I guess. So yeah, I mean, shitty for Thomas Almeida. Remember, he used to be like, everyone was like, oh, it's the future 135. Runs into the wrong dude, gets knocked out, and then ever since then he's had a couple decent performances and stuff, but this one was pretty I mean, it just sucks. He was landing a couple things, but he was going in there playing head bashing with Rob Font, and that's a dangerous game to play. All right, and then moving on to the rest of the main card. The DC Ozdemir fight, a lot of people were like, oh, it's no time. Dude, the dude's they brought him up too fast, and the problem with that, I mean, that's not really, okay, the reason for that is that 205 is so thin. 205 is not stacked by any means. It is not stacked by any means. Are the dangerous dudes at the top 10 of 205? Sure. Top 5? For sure. But as far as like stacked, like for content, for guys to take on Daniel Cormier, no, and that's the reason Ozdemir got thrown up in the ring, thrown into the fire. And DC did what most of us thought he would do. He went through the first half. Honestly, it was the first half of the first round. He survived. He survived pretty much all of Ozdemir's attacks. He threw back some of his own. He hurt Ozdemir a couple times with a hand. And then the takedown, I thought he was gonna finish at the end of the first round. Didn't happen. I thought it was gonna be a good, gonna be another rear naked choke finish for good old DC, but time ran out on him. In the second round, it was just there was nothing for Ozdemir to do. Ozdemir looked lost on the ground, like on his back, the way he was. You can see him trying to hip escape, but Daniel Cormier hooked his, I think his left leg, and anytime that left leg moved, Cormier would adjust his right leg to stop any kind of posting with it, to try and hip out or get any kind of base on there. And then he got him in the crucifix position, and that was just elbows and punches and hammers and whatever. And it was kind of, how much more is the ref going to allow you to take before he stops the fight? And that was that. Meanwhile, Daniel Cormier, I mean, good showing for him, right? And a lot of people were rooting for him. And honestly, I don't think they were rooting for him because it's DC. I think they were rooting for him because it was America against Switzerland, or America against everybody else. And that's kind of how the crowd's been going recently. So, which is, whatever. Whatever you want to do, go for it. I'm a DC fan, so I was rooting for DC. So, it is what it is. And of course, after this fight, everyone's like, "Oh, you know, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do?" We'll talk about that in a second for sure. But main event: Francis Ngannou against Stipe Miocic. I thought that's exactly how the fight would go for Miocic. You know, if it was for him to win, he went through that first round and Ngannou threw everything he had, and that was that. I think, and here's the fucked up part. So Ngannou goes in there, gasses out. You got to give it to him. He had heart with all 5 rounds. He could have found a way out, but he didn't. He was trying to the end, son. That's the heart of someone that ain't had shit before in his life, and now he has something he wants to hang on to it and get more. And he was fighting. You got to give Francis Ngannou a whole lot of credit for sure. But Stipe came in with the perfect game plan. Weather the storm and take him down repeatedly. Get heavy on him, pressure, beat him up on the ground, take him to places he's never been before, and make him prove that he can hang, and he couldn't. And Ngannou looked lost on the ground too. He looked worse than Ozdemir. Because not only did he seem lost on the ground, off his back, he was tired. And then, you know, he had 20 pounds or whatever, 17, 20 pounds plus probably on Stipe. But Stipe, 246 pounds of you know, man punching you, elbowing you on the ground like that is still a lot of weight to have to deal with. So Stipe, you know, retains and he breaks the record for heavyweight title defenses, and everyone's calling him the best heavyweight in the UFC history. The argument's there for sure, and I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying, like, the argument's there, and I haven't thought about it yet. So probably is, but I'm not gonna make a definite statement on that one yet. So Francis Ngannou gassed out, and Dana White has the gall to say, well, he left the UFC Performance Institute 2 weeks, you know, before to go to France. I'm pretty sure he trained there, and it's just like basically he was putting his hands up, going, "Yeah, it wasn't our fault. Like, it's not our fault that he gassed out." You know, basically saying like, you can't blame the institute. It's on him. Like chill out, Dana. 2 weeks of even if he did 2 weeks of straight conditioning work at the institute, it would have held the advantage, or the improvement in cardio and endurance would have been very minimal at best. Okay, so settle down with your shit, dude. Anyway, but you know, now you got to think about, you know, how much muscle you willing to carry with you. You know, if you're not able to stop takedowns or get off the ground, you know, get off your back. Anyway, he got off the ground, you know, a few times, but you know, by the last 2 rounds, he was not getting up at all. And people sleep on Stipe's wrestling. Not anymore. That dude's crazy. So anyway, so now the talk is, what's the next fight for DC? Everyone wants to see him against Stipe, and for DC, it's kind of hard to do because, you know, if he gets up there to fight Stipe and wins, he's a heavyweight champion. He's got to drop one of the belts. Kane's supposed to be coming back this year. And DC's a loyal teammate. He's a brother of his, so he's not going to fight Kane, and he's not going to block Kane from going after the title. So, and good for DC, man, for giving Khabib his shout out. His fight against Tony Ferguson at 223, and you know the crowd of course booed him. It's in Boston, for crying out loud. And then shout out for El Campeón del Mundo, saying in Spanish and everything. You know, for Kane, that was pretty cool. So pretty legit. But everyone's talking about him against Stipe. I don't think that happens. I think DC's gonna take a little bit of time off, see where Kane is at, see if Kane gets gets a title shot in his first fight back, which I don't think he should, but he might, and then go from there. But because Stipe versus Kane it would be a hell of a fight. 2 guys that are just grinders, both have wrestling ability and ground and pound. They both got hands. That'll be it'll be an interesting fight to watch. So. I'm kind of hoping to see that, not because I'm a Kane fan, because I am, but not just because of that, but because that'd be a stylistically fun fight to watch. And who else is left for Stipe? You know what I mean? So, yeah. I think DC ends up getting Gustafsson as his last fight of his career, because I think he has said before that 2018 is his last year of fighting. He's going to retire this year. But I think Gus is his next and last fight, and I think Stipe is going to get Kane. You know, they're always gonna take some time off. By the way, Stipe giving the belt to his coach to put on him, that was something. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're just buying into it too much." No, think about it this way. Stipe was getting pissed off about the UFC pushing Ngannou, like Ngannou heavy, right? which is good business by promotion, honestly. You know, if you have a Mike Tyson-esque type of guy, why not go after and push him harder and see if he, especially if he wins the title, you have a cash cow right there, right? It didn't happen, so. But at the same time, there's a lot of reasons why Stevie can't get mad, but there are a lot of reasons why he can, why he is. Feel disrespected by the promotion. That's pretty, ask Demetrius Johnson about that. He knows. Anyway, so that's UFC 220. That that's an interesting. It was an interesting week of build up. Interesting. It was an all right card to watch. I think next up is 221, and not the next card. The next card this weekend I think is the Jacare card, which I might miss. I might be going out of town, so we'll see. But the next pay-per-view is 221, and that just to me does not look like one that I'm gonna spend money on. Like, not that I won't watch it, because I will. I always like this one. I spent money on because to see DC and Stipe against similar type fighters, guys that are first round finishers. What is it? To me was worth it ish. So I ponied up, but for 221 I don't think I will. Even though Yoel Romero against Luke Rockhold, it's a good fight. It just sucks that it's not for the real belt, and it's not Robert Whittaker's fault, by the way. I mean, to get injured, you've injured your back, for sure you got to pull out of that fight. I mean, it's not like he's been like injury prone either. So is he a little bit of a blown up? He's kind of a small, middleweight, sure, fair enough. But him having to go out at the interim belt, and he gets his warranted. So. And it is and it isn't. They give out interim belts, like they're giving out lozenges. You know what I mean? Or lozenges. I don't know how you say that word. But whatever. They're giving out like cough drops and shit and whatever. So it's the interim title thing. It's just this formula that they have that unless there's a belt on the line, the pay-per-view is not going to sell, right? Like we're not back to the days of back in the day, it was just a big fight was a main event, and now a belt has to be on the line, or for some reason, WME or Endeavor or whatever they call themselves, those crazy assholes, whatever they call themselves, believes that the pay-per-view's not gonna do much. So, and it might not, by the way. Who knows? I might be wrong. They might be on point with that shit. But that's a loud ass bike right there. It's a nice bike right there. Oh shit. It's like not a big bike. It's a small bike, but it's just like sleek and like smooth design of sorts. So anyway, that's the UFC picture. What are you gonna do? Real quick, why would you? These days, there's so much traffic basically everywhere. Is there any point to having a fast car anymore? You know what I mean? Like I've always gone for comfort over speed. Like the car that I have is a good mix of both comfort and power, right? Oh, come on! I think a bird just shit on my car. Oh no, that's not it. That's a drain drop. Okay, we're good. Anyway, but. It's just weird that all this traffic, and there's there's a freaking Corvette a few cars ahead of me. You can hear his engine, his exhaust. That dude souped that thing up. And it's cool and everything. You hear him revving it, right? Because I'm assuming he's stick shift, so he's having to shift back down to first and go to second and third and then back to first and second and third. And so I don't know. I just think it's weird that people have a need for fast cars when the traffic just doesn't allow it anymore, unfortunately. Allow you to use it anymore. So, anyway, that was a random thought. Alright, I think today we're gonna end up doing the post UFC 220 with Ash on the heel channel. May try to do a Keyboard Warriors one. I'm not sure. Apologies. We're supposed to do one right after the fights. I wore one yesterday, and this whole weekend was just packed for me. So having to take care of a sick girlfriend, and what are you gonna do? So, but I'm back full strength and full speed. So we're Keyboard Warriors on Wednesday. Of course, we'll talk about 220 and whatever is coming up, and any news that comes out. And of course, today I believe we'll be doing the heel channel. Make sure to tweet that out if it's for sure. But Ash is the one that controls that one, so he'll follow him at Ashley Lamprey or Ash Lamprey or something like that. I think. Whatever. I'll retweet it and then you guys follow him so you guys get the straight shit from there. Anyway. Alright, folks. I'll let y'all go. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Shout out to spicespros.com. Spicespros.com is our sponsor for this show. Appreciate all the support there from those people. Get yourself some Mexican candy, spices, anything you want to use for your grilling. Get that shit there. It's cheap and it comes to your door. Make sure you go there. I'll be getting a promotional code pretty soon to get yourself like 5% off or something like that. Get yourself some goodies. All right, and then of course Represent is our main sponsor for everything, man. Repthewarriors.com. Get yourself some Represent gear. Repthewarriors.com. Get yourself some cool shit and help us out at the same time. All right, guys. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate you guys listening and watching and all that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the iTunes at Keyboard Warriors MMA. You guys are the shit. Catch you guys later. Have a wonderful morning, day, evening, night, wherever you're at on the planet. And I'll see you guys hopefully later today. See ya.